Phillip Schofield's daughter Molly has stuck her middle finger up at trolls who have targeted her, claiming she has changed her surname to Lowe, as she wasn't proud of her father. Wow. And Castaway has apparently bombed in the ratings, attracting only 1.5 million viewers, while Phil's This Morning replacement Ben Shepherd's show Tipping Point brought in 2 million. More on that later. Meanwhile, on her social media, Phillip's doting daughter Molly shared pictures of herself posing with her father, which were taken on the night of his big television comeback. She wrote, "What a night. Thank you all for the support." She also shared a similar photo on her next post and added, "Couldn't be more proud," but the glowing tributes to her father attracted some unwanted attention, and Molly took the bold decision to share a screenshot of a troll's comment, which questioned whether she's actually proud of Phillip. The comment read, "So if she's so proud of him, why does she use her mother's name and go as Molly Lowe? That's a recent change. She was always Scofield, and no doubt was happy to use it." Molly quickly fired back, writing, "I'm Molly Scofield, and proud to be," before adding a middle finger emoji. But her father Phillip Schofield's latest attempt to launch a comeback on desert island show Castaway failed to hide his bitterness over his fall from grace, according to a body language expert. Since he was forced to resign from ITV's This Morning when it emerged he was having an affair with a young male colleague whilst he was married, the former presenter has battled desperately to rebuild his tattered career. But his latest effort to return to the public eye on Channel 5 is an epic act of TV vanity publishing, according to body language expert Judy James. Judy explains, despite Schofield's endeavors to make us his friend and confidant, it is his overriding sense of anger and bitterness which come to the forefront. She said, "At one very telling moment when Scofield is being briefed by a survival expert, he throws his eyes to the camera in a non-verbal aside. This makes us his friend and confidant, which is then the theme throughout. He confides directly, using his own camera as the catalyst. For a man working a comeback, it is a very powerful move as it allows him to spill all, with an air of one-to-one intimacy." But she goes on to add that there is in a second, non-verbal emote, a hint of suppressed anger or bitterness. He talks about being sad for so long, and his teeth bare, and then clench while his head shakes in disbelief. The series sees Scofield speaking to camera about his experiences on the island, but also talking with his family back at his home, while with his wife and daughters. They clearly show their support, according to Judy. She says, "They gaze at him with nose wrinkling indulgent, adoring smiles, and he asks, 'Are you okay?' several times." Scofield uses his experience of being in front of television crews to try to put his position on his ruined career across, and a part of the show which attracted body language expert Judy's full attention was when Phillip Schofield argues he never wished to be famous, which she described as ironic. She said, "There are tears in the studio and tears on location. There are big dollops of irony, like when he films scenes of his family sitting round a table with him before telling us that none of them are happy with the limelight. Or when he says, 'I never wanted to be famous,' or 'let me get on with a quiet life by filming one of the biggest, longest selfies in history.'" And in other news, Phillip Schofield had hoped his TV comeback would redeem him, with aspirations to star in further projects. But he has embarrassingly lost out to Ben Shepherd, the man who replaced him on This Morning. Despite a huge promotional campaign and a 9 p.m. primetime slot, ITV's afternoon quiz show Tipping Point attracted more viewers than Castaway. Aired on Channel 5, Scofield's show Castaway brought in a peak of 1.5 million viewers. Meanwhile, ITV's Tipping Point at 4 p.m. received 2 million viewers. Elsewhere on television, ITV's The Chase raked in 3.1 million viewers and Coronation Street, 3.5 million. And whilst watching on Monday night, viewers branded Phillip Schofield, Castaway, as boring and cringe and claimed they won't be watching the next episode. Taking to X to slam it, one wrote, "This is boring as hell," and another annoyed viewer wrote, "Well, that's an hour of my life I won't get back. Prob won't watch the next episode of The Pity Party. Was fun to wind up the Scofield sympathizes for an hour though." And another person wrote, "This Phillip Schofield thing is insanely cringe." Channel 5 bosses are said to be assessing the public's reaction and ratings of the new series before lining up any future projects involving Schofield. But with a disappointingly low rating for his big comeback, it might well put a spanner in the works if Phillip wants to stay on our screens. He is said to have turned down a selection of big-money TV offers before choosing to sign up for Castaway. Could he have made the wrong decision? The second episode of Phillip Schofield, Castaway, will air tonight at 9 p.m. on Channel 5. We are sure Phil will be crossing his fingers and toes that the public will tune in. After all, his future may depend on it. Like and subscribe for more journeys through the blinker hole. For entertainment purposes only.